Do I have a motion to go in open?
So moved. Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are in open. Good evening, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. It's nice to see such new, fresh faces here at Roselle Park. And we welcome you, and we can't wait to see you in a little bit with your introductions. First off, we went into closed session. No action was taken, but we went in for matters of attorney-client privilege and also for personnel matters, specifically merit goals. But again, no action was taken. With that said, we're going to start with our first public participation portion of the evening tonight, and that's for agenda items only. So if you have an agenda item you'd like to talk about, please come forward, state your name, address, and what agenda item you would like to speak on. Seeing there's none, we'll close that first public participation portion of the evening. And now we're on to committee reports. Does anyone have a committee report they'd like to speak on?
Just one thing from the policy committee, but basically it has to do with grants application. Actually, in the school board notes digest, I know earlier last year we were going really strong on the sustainability issues, green schools, etc. Well, apparently there's grants available for energy projects, like audits and stuff like that, and it's listed here on the second page. So, I mean, you guys can look yourself, or maybe we could enlist the assistance of our grants writer or something on this.
Thank you, Mr. Balbano. We will forward those notes, Mr. Brito, or can forward them to Millennium, the grant writers that we've hired from the district. Thank you, Mr. Balbano. Anyone else? Now we're on to the superintendent's report. Good evening, Mr. Brito.
Good evening, Mr. Miller. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our high school. First of all, I would like to report, we are required to report every year on our violence and vandalism for the 2014, the previous year, which was the 2014-15 school year. We are actually very proud to report to you today. There are 5 different categories that we report on. One is violence, which of course is any type of student fight or anything like that will be considered violence. The other one is vandalism to any other buildings, classroom. One is any weapons brought to school, which anything that we can consider a weapon or used as a weapon. So it doesn't necessarily need to be a gun, a knife, or anything like that, but anything that can be considered a weapon. And the other one is substance abuse. And it is broken down into 2 different periods, the beginning of the year, September to December, and January to June. And then, of course, we take the total numbers. So just to give you an indication, in 2013, 2014, we had 9 violent incidents in the Roselle Park School District. In 2014, 2015, we had 5. So right there, we had a reduction of 4 violent incidents, and this is district-wide. Okay, this is not just at the high school or middle school. This is district-wide, and again, when I read and when I see these type of reports, I give all the credit to the administration and the staff, who does a great job in making sure our students are well behaved, and the discipline in the buildings is what it's supposed to be. And of course, our programs on character education, things such as that. In terms of vandalism, there were 2 vandalism reports in 2013-14. There was 1 in 14-15. So again, a reduction there as well. In terms of weapons, there was 1 report in 2013-14. In 2014-15, there were none. So 0 in that category. And in substance abuse category, there was 1 in 2013-14, and there was 2 in 2014-15. So, we are doing an excellent job in making sure that our students have good character. They're doing the right thing. We are educating the whole student, not just the instructional part of it, but also in terms of the character as well. So we're very proud of that. Other categories that are also reported is the cost of vandalism, which was 0. The programs provided, which we had 8 out of school suspension in the year 2014-15. So again, we're doing a great job in making sure that the students are doing the right thing. We're keeping them here, and of course, the more the students are out of school, the less they are learning. So we're really trying to provide them with everything that we can for them to be successful and successful also citizens of our society. The next, and that's my report on the violence and vandalism, and tonight it will be on the agenda for the board to accept that report. The next area that I'm very proud right now to be part of is the introduction of the new staff. At the last September board meeting, I did make a statement that our beginning of the school year, the start of the school year, went very well, very smooth. It was actually, if we picked up right from where we left off in June, because our staff and our teachers really did a great job with getting students engaged and involved in their learning again. And tonight I have the privilege, and I'm very proud to introduce a new staff. And you know, for the past 2 years, I've said that we have an incredible staff coming in, and this year is no different. You know, one of my favorite things to do at the beginning of the school year is to meet the new staff and to speak to them. And you know, when I get the enthusiastic that I get and the positive vibration that I get from them, because they are so eager to begin their career as teachers, it really encourages me, and it really makes me feel very good that Roselle Park it continues to be in good hand, and the new staff continues to proceed with the traditional teachers that we have here. And you know, today we have really a diverse group of teachers here, some in the special education department, some in the early childhood areas, some of the high school area, and we even have a former student of ours here as well. So that it's definitely something that we are proud of, that we do such a great job. And I know Mrs. Costa was very proud as soon as we hired this particular individual, which you're going to meet in a couple of minutes. So we are proud of the work that we do here, and we're proud of our new teachers that are coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call out your names. I'm famous for leaving people out, so please, but I did check the list 10 times before, but again, I'm very famous for leaving the people out or not. So if I don't call your name, please let me know, but I definitely did try very hard. And I know that there are a couple of people that couldn't make it tonight. I know we have back to school night at the middle school, and they're there, which is very important to them. And one member of the new staff that had a previous engagement and just couldn't get out of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start calling the names. If you're not here, please do not stand up. But if you're here, please stand so the board can meet you. All right, let's begin with our behaviorist, and this is a new, actually not a new position. We had it for the past couple of years, but it is a new face here. And Ms. Lori Tortorelli, and she is a district employee. So, Lori, welcome. Next, and I don't know if she's here or not yet. I did send out an email to her, but she may not, because it was only a couple of days ago. This is Sherman first grade teacher, Karen Kane. Did she make it here today? Okay, I didn't hear back from her, but she will be starting very soon in Sherman. Early Childhood Center speech, Melissa Felicia, and Melissa's right there. Welcome, Felicia, to our district. Melissa. Our next is also in the early childhood preschool teacher, and that is Sarah Kanish. Sarah, welcome. And again, I'm famous for that as well, so please don't take it personal. Next member, she's not here because she's over at the middle school. I'm sorry, she is here. Aldine Speech, she couldn't make it here today, right? Stephanie, she's not here. Okay, Grace is not here. Grace is here. I'm sorry, Aldine, autism, grades 3 to 6, and that will be Grace Lopez. And welcome, Grace.
Welcome.
Aldine, and this is in the autism class K to 2, and that is Kelly O'Neill. She didn't make it? Okay. Aldine, I'm sorry, high school English. High school special education. Tina Hernandez, and Tina's right there. Welcome, Tina. In high school English, and this is the alumni of our high school, and high school English, and that is Valentina Arango. Valentina, welcome back. I'm sure it brings back a lot of feelings, of great feelings, right, of being here, so welcome. And high school business education, Patrick Rock. He couldn't make it today. Okay, our new world language, the elementary level, Helio Tavar Venya. Helio, welcome. Robert Gordon, interventionist. Okay, and this is a maternity replacement. Daria Resnick. And there's Daria. Welcome, Daria. Middle school math, and obviously she probably is in middle school, and she's doubling up here, but we have Shayna Fox, and we want to welcome her as well. Middle school math, she's not here, and she's also a lead replacement, Kimberly Shanks, and obviously she's at the middle school meeting with the parents. We also have from the child study team, district at LDTC, who's being housed at, I believe, at Robert Gordon, and could not make it tonight, Christina Callahan. And actually, she's a former employee here, so we want to welcome her as well. Did I leave anyone out? Oh, yes, I did. Robert Gordon, see? What did I tell you? I'm famous for that, and every year it doesn't fail. But I do have you down, so that scores a point. Robert Gordon, a BSI, half-time, is Carol Rickard. Carol, welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, did I miss anyone else? I want to thank Ms. Marmello for being here and supporting the staff, and obviously Mrs. Costa for supporting the staff, and everyone, I want to give you a big welcome, and I'm very happy to have you on board, and I'm sure I echo the board's feeling as well. So welcome to our district.
I just want to echo that. Thank you, Mr. Brito, and welcome, teachers. And I hope you're over the first day jitters or first week jitters, and hope you had a good night's sleep the night before school started. I understand. I've been there, but we really welcome you to Roselle Park School District. We welcome your talents, your energy, and your promise, because you're hired for a reason, and you're hired for who you are and what you bring to our district. And we just hope that you just come in full blast, and I mean, you listen and you learn, but also you have talents too, so don't shy away from that, and please feel free to contribute. And if there's anything that we can do to help you, please let us know, let Mrs. Costa know, let your administrators know, but we're here to support you and to make sure that you are successful, and in turn, our children will be successful as well. So we really welcome you, and good luck this year. Thank you.
And I left Mrs. McDonald back there. Ms. McDonald, thank you.
You always do that too.
Again, don't take it personal, please. Thank you for being here and supporting the staff as well. Thank you.
And okay, well, now's a chance for a photo op of Mr. Kirsten, our media specialist. Where would you like it, Mr. Kirsten? Yeah, why don't you come on up? Hey, sit down. That'd be great.
All the new
who's coming up?
here. Take a photograph.
Sarah, wait,
No, you can get in it.
Don't be shy. Come on. Short one's up front. Hey, I'm there. I was gonna say. You're all the way in the back, Sarah.
you're not wearing heels, right?
I am. No, you make us all really feel bad, eh?
One of my students had 2-inch sneakers.
Oh, God.
It was a
Go ahead.
No, you're good. You just.
Oh, see it.
That's right.
Great.
Here. Let's watch the water. Yes. And you guys can go and do your homework. Lesson plans are prepared for. Thank you very much.
You worked hard enough today. Please go home there.
Thanks
Some
for
sleep.
Welcome, guys, welcome. How are you? And everyone comes Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Good luck. You'll get them. Remember you? Remember you talking about the children's book? Right? Right, absolutely. Welcome. Let me sit down. And then see ya.
I really wanted the teachers to stay for this next section, which is the principal's report with Mrs. Costa. Good evening, Mrs. Costa.
Good evening. Welcome to the high school.
Thank you.
I'll be short because I know we have a lot going on, but should I face that way or what should I do?
Chair.
Perfect. Well, I want to welcome you all to the high school. I hope that when you came in, you noticed every year we make some new improvements. The class of 2015 gave us another one of those excellent entry mats. And we work really hard to continually make the high school look fresh and new. And so I'm excited about that. I hope you get down by the trophy cases, down by the gym. We took out more lockers. The boot is on display. That's what you call it, right? The boot, and they just did a really nice job highlighting all the different areas of the school. So we had a great opening, and the thing that I just can't thank you enough for, especially Ms. Gershio, because I know she put in a lot of work. In the last 3 years, we have renovated 3 technology classrooms. So today this year marked the renovation of room 117. That's our architecture room. So we have a brand new CAD design room upstairs. And then we had the robotics room and the graphics room prior to that. So just great to see that in use. We have record numbers of students before and after school and during the school day, but the way that we're scheduling it right now, because of the high numbers of students that are participating in the robotics program, after school and before school, if you get here at 7 a.m. starting any day of the week, you will find students in at least 3 classrooms working, and at the end of the day, they're here until close to 6 o'clock in the robotics lab. They're very excited. The other thing that we've really focused on is the bulletin boards. If you do take a walk around, you'll see that we've really made an effort to make sure that the bulletin boards are bright and represent to parents our programs. We had a phenomenal number of parents at PTA last night. It was the highest number that I've had in my 10 years here. So that was great. Maybe it's my Twitter, I don't know. But there's a bulletin board over here. We are also doing a drive at the high school this year to improve student voting. So we have targeted all of the seniors and the 18-year-old juniors. We had an assembly for them today, and we're continuing tomorrow morning with the other half of the assembly to encourage them to register to vote and to really understand their civic responsibilities. Back to the SciTech and the STEM, we have 30 SciTech students currently enrolled. This is our 4th year of the program. So one of the requirements of the program is that they score a 4 or a 5 on a junior AP test in STEM, and then we will pay for either 1 or 2 semesters of dual enrollment. So we have students enrolling in NJIT and Kane this year, and they all met with great success on the AP test. So I hope to see that program continue to grow. We're also working, it's not there yet, but we have a lot of contacts with NJIT for the architecture program as well. Angelina upstairs, Resney, has really brought that same spark that we were able to continue from Mrs. Romero previously, so that worked out wonderfully. The other thing that is great at the high school this year is the staff collaboration. We just had a faculty meeting yesterday after school, and it was great. We were working on our PLCs, and it was great to hear each group present what their SMART goals are and their plan to implement them, and to see as each group presented the way that they all connected to ensure student success at the high school. So we have a very dedicated staff. They go above and beyond. They're always putting things in their classroom, applying for any additional educational funds that they can find, and they're just a wonderfully dedicated staff. Athletics, I was just at a meeting, the Dad's Club meeting. Everyone should go to Dad's Club. If they're not, we need to improve the numbers of parents, dads and men at Dad's Club. But they were talking about the football program and the number of students playing, and the coach said that we have record numbers in the freshmen, the JV and the varsity football program that rivals some of the Division III schools. So phenomenal turnout in the football program and the soccer program, in part thanks to the strong rec program. It was great to see all of those students in the bleachers, Mr. Miller, the other day. A couple other things. We have some new classes that we're excited about. We have some new classes in the arts. We have a percussion studio that was the brainchild of one of our teachers. She said, we just need to have the students enjoy playing the instruments. So she ran the class. She had 30 students request it, so we're running 2 sections of percussion studio, and it's a great resource for some of our self-contained students as well. It's turned out to be a phenomenal class. Second semester, she'll be running 2 sections of musical theater. We have 3 sections running of electronic music. The students are very excited about that class. And in the social studies department, we added economics this year. So some exciting things happening. We're always looking to continue with new programs and looking to expand to some virtual classes in the near future as well. So thank you for the support of the high school. We love that you're here. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Costa. The high school does look great, by the way. Thanks. They do a great job.
Love that road. So beautiful.
Excellent. Thank you. And now we're going to move on to personnel, where I'd like someone to make a motion to approve agenda items 1 through 9. 1 being staff resignations, 2 being staff tech helper, 3 being district substitutes, 4 being additional breakfast supervisor personnel, 5 being additional lunch supervisor personnel, and 6 being 2015 sports physical personnel, 7 being additional sections, 8 being change of assignment, and 9 being volunteer middle school extracurricular coach 2015-16.
Motion.
Mr. Dan, second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Bowman. Any questions or comments? Seeing there are none, please roll call, please, Madam President, or Madam Secretary.
Thank you for the promotion.
My pleasure.
Vice President Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Balaban,
Yes.
Mr. Bowman,
Yes.
Mr. Breckenstein, Mr. Dan,
Yes.
Mr. Gerton, Mr. Nelson, Mr. Vita,
Yes.
President Miller.
Yes.
On roll call, motion carries.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. And now we're on to education, where I'd like someone to make a motion to approve agenda items 10 through 11. 10 being the 2015-16 education program, and 11 being the educational trip requests. I have a motion.
So motion.
Mr. Harms, second. Mr. Dan. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Those items are passed, and now we're on to business, where I'd like someone to make a motion to approve agenda items 12 through 19, 12 being approval of bills, 13 being transfers, 14 being approval of minutes, 15 being monthly certification, 16 being travel and expense reimbursement, and 17 being use of buildings and grounds, 18 being violence vandalism report, and 19 being the superintendent's merit goals. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Harms, second.
Aye.
Mr. Dan.
Mr. President, I'll be abstaining from 14 approval of minutes as I would not agree.
Thank you, Mr. Harms, so noted. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Those items are passed. And now we're on to continuing business. Mr. Garrido.
Mr. Miller, at this time, I do not have any continuing business.
How about new business? Now we're on to new business. Anyone have new business? Mr. Dan,
I do have an issue I'd like to bring up.
could you speak in front of the mic, please? Thank you.
I'd like to bring up an issue. I've noticed lately. Bender Avenue on East Grant, there's an old electrical box that's sitting there. It used to be for warning of school, and it's kind of sitting there, and I'm like worried about if there's electric still to that or whatever. I just think we should investigate it. Because I remember, well, I've been in town 23 years, but when you come around that corner, there used to be a flashing sign. The only thing, there's still a box laying there that I think, I don't know if it has it's to do with the town, to do with us, but I think it's an issue we should look at.
Well, I think you call it the DPW supervisor, superintendent of DPW, you might be able to check it out. Because I would think it would have to be from the municipality putting it in, get electric from somewhere.
Well, I'm just saying, since we have a councilwoman here, I just think it should be looked at, only because it seems like it was hit at one time, still laying there.
I mean, Councilwoman could take care of it, or we
Yeah.
could just send a letter to the DPW and copy the mayor and council on it.
Yeah, I'll contact the DPW tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
Can you give the exact address?
Well, it's on the corner of Bender and East Grant. Yeah. Yeah.
North side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right,
well,
well,
yeah.
going up towards, it's on the right side, yes. No, of course, last week I saw some kids poking around at it, and that reminded me that it was sitting there, and I'm like, was it school, or is it town, or, either way, if we can just get rid of it, I think. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dan. Anyone else? And now we're on to our second public participation portion of the evening. If you'd like to speak on any topic, please come forward, state your name, address, and what you'd like to speak about.
Okay, time's up. Next.
Saul Kears, 150 Berwyn Street. Even though it's a bit cold, was there any report from the custodial staff regarding the power for the basement on Sherman?
Are you talking about air
Yeah.
conditioning? Your air conditioning?
Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately, we did work on getting the estimates for air conditioning units, and then when we proceeded from there to look at the electrical costs, we found out, unfortunately, what we were worried about, and that's the fact that we would be maxed out with electrical power there, and in order to proceed to put in that much air conditioning down in the basement would require us to update the whole panel. So you would be talking a much larger cost, and at the moment I'm still waiting for the estimate from the electrician, what exactly that might be, but estimating, like
Is it under $1 million?
$40,000-$50,000.
That's all right. That's
Okay,
good.
you got that in your pocket. Okay, wonderful.
I guess, would a fan donation be accepted? Because I'll tell you, again, selfishly thinking, the area that the children are at before school care is in that corner, and that's where they are. So if a fan would,
The only concern with the fan cell would be the safety
Safety.
part of it. Kids.
we'll give them gloves and mittens.
I'm sorry?
We'll give them gloves and mittens. Keep them warm and cool at the same time.
So that's the only thing we'll have to, have it approved to make sure that it meets any safety standards.
Okay, please.
Right, in schools, you're limited to the types of fans you are allowed to use for safety reasons, but
If you could pass whatever those are,
sure,
that'd be great.
no problem.
Those would be cool. They're not that bad. We went and we were gonna, that's what we were gonna get. We're gonna be like, how do we get it Dyson? Be like, dude, that's just too cool. And gone. No, but if that's acceptable, that we actually pick up. I didn't want to take time before, but the agenda items 4 and 5. I presume these are the additions to last meetings.
Yes.
And I noticed that for the breakfast, those are the substitutes, but again, is it the principal's choice not to call them that, or to
Yeah.
rotate, I guess?
Each elementary principal has their own
Prerogative.
process by which they work breakfast and lunch. A general observation is they usually create a pool of staff members that they use on a regular basis, whether it's once a week, twice a week, again, it's up to the number that they have. And then they will use that pool regularly. If that pool is exhausted, then they normally would then go to their substitute list.
No, I was just saying
I know it
because
sounds a little
No, it's
confusing,
fine.
but that's how.
for some schools, there are no substitutes, right? Because it's principal's prerogative.
Yes,
And Bobby
again,
Brown.
they all have
Yeah,
their own system, and for whatever it works, so.
Okay. Number 9, Stacy Hartzler. Is she a resident or a teacher?
She's a physical education teacher at the middle school.
Commendable. I'm sure there's other.
Commendable people, yes, we do have a lot of them.
16. This is for the board members, but
It's a resolution which
Right, no,
gives
no.
them the opportunity
I know. I'm
to
just. My
attend.
question is
In a lot
Is
of ways.
is it the same board members? Is there kind of a program where different board members, or is it
As
just
of
whoever
right
wants to
now,
go?
no, as of right now, no one has.
Put their hand up.
Has registered for
Okay.
the conference.
All right.
And if we were to get a lot of requests, yes, we do a rotating procedure so that the same people do not necessarily go year after year.
And what do they do usually at these workshops?
Attend a number of conferences.
Conferences, conferences, exhibits, and exhibits.
No wonderful buffet.
And
Finally, you tell the truth.
Well, it could also
I don't mean you. I mean someone finally said it's good for you.
be for certification also.
And that's my other question. So this is
That is a
required.
possibility, yes.
Yeah, governance workshop.
What do you mean?
Governance workshops.
What do you mean
1,
possibility?
2, 3.
Oh, the certification of the board.
Training
Yes.
that they have.
Right.
Mandated training.
What was
Yes.
worked for before.
Every day, there's about 30, 40 workshops that are offered. Some of those might be for mandated training, and the board members that do attend can go to whichever workshops, they would like to. There's a schedule from early in the morning through late in the day.
Okay.
The thing is, though, it's my big bone of contention with that is it's always during the week.
Right.
And I always ask school boards, why can't we do it on the weekend? Obviously, it's higher rates and stuff like that. And I mean, it's tough for a lot of us to go. I mean, I would love to go, don't get me wrong, but it's just tough.
Where is it, by the way?
Is there
Atlantic
less
City.
That's 19, the miracles. Is it this not the same, or I guess my question is, have they been decided yet? What the goals are?
The board and Mr. Greedo are still working on finalizing what the goals are. Once they are finalized, all this resolution does is allow us to submit them to the county office where they could be approved, could be modified, could not be approved. So once everything is approved, you will see a resolution by the county office, that is. You'll see a resolution on a future board agenda that will tell you exactly what the goals are, the different pieces of it.
Last year, I believe it was 3. A quantitative, a qualitative, a quantitative and a qualitative, right?
Correct.
I presume it's going to be the same.
It could be, but what the
Really?
law allows for is up to 3 quantitative goals and up to 2 qualitative goals, so you can see any combination up to that maximum amount.
But not both.
Yes, you can see up to 5, up to a total of 3 quantitative and a total of 2 qualitative.
Right, but what I meant was, do you have to have one of each? Or can they all be quantitative?
No.
Or can they all be qualitative?
They can all be quantitative or they can all be qualitative so long as you don't go over that 3-2 ceiling.
Okay, and this is for this school year?
Correct.
Thank you.
Seeing there's no one else, we'll close the second public participation portion of the evening. And do I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Harms, second? Second. Mr. Bowman? And we are all in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. And our next scheduled board meeting will be October 6th at the Aldine Auditorium Gymnasium at 7 p.m. Thanks for coming.